you enter a fight on a losing streak. Just curious how much that has affected your approach heading into this fight on Wednesday.
Um, didn't really affect my approach at all. I mean, I'm always doing the right things in the gym. I brought in a couple other. It's been crazy times, so it's been hard to get the training in. But my cousin Vince Morales has been training with me, and he's in my corner. And I also brought in Jose Johnson. So been getting the work in. Mentality is still strong, and I've never had to come. I've never had this experience where I'm coming off of two losses, but I'm coming off of two losses against a Hall of Famer and a top 10 guy in the world. So so I know where I belong, and I'm just gonna stay the course.
How much do you feel you've grown? Because we're in sort of uncharted territory with a global pandemic going on as you're preparing for a fight. But how much do you feel like you've grown being able to make these adjustments while in the midst of a global pandemic?
Well, I never really got to announce it, but I was going to be on the Portland card. So I was a month into training camp. I was training over at Team Oyama in California, and so working with him and all the pieces are kind of coming together. And so I feel like I've grown a lot even since my last fight. And even in the midst of this pandemic, I still feel like I'm the best. You're going to see the best Ricky that you've ever seen.
You're coming off the fight with Rob Font, which is a really exciting fight. You were certainly competitive, and you gave Rob some problems at different points throughout that fight. What were you able to personally take away from that fight with Rob in Washington D.C. to help you get ready for this one and for future fights?
I thought I landed the more like dangerous strikes in the fight, and but I think he pulled some veteran moves on me, scoring some points when he needed to score, and he showed that he's been in here for a while. So I just took a little notes like that, like sometimes certain positions or just score better than the others, and you never know what you're getting with the judges and everything. But I mean, just another learning experience, and you know I it's all about for me. It's all about cage time, and this is going to be my sixth fight in the UFC. So I feel like I'm just getting better every time I step in.
And last thing for me, some fighters you talk to thrive on pressure, others try to block it out. And there's obviously enough pressure as it is being locked in a cage with another human being and trying to pick up a win. But do you feel any extra pressure heading into this fight coming off of back-to-back losses?
Honestly, no, I don't. I'm ready to go out there and perform. Even like I said, I've been training. I'm supposed to be on that Portland card, and short notice and not for really front of a crowd. I've done it before. If Contender Series was about 3 weeks notice, same thing, not in front of a crowd. So I'm kind of comparing it to that, and I don't feel the pressure.
Thanks, Ricky. All the best to you. Good luck.
Thank you.
And next up, we have Manabu Takashima from MMA Planet. Go ahead.
Yeah, Ricky, I think that your strong point is pace and endurance. You told us you have a confidence to show good performance in this show, but in fact, many fighters who competed in UFC 249, honestly, their performance not same as the usual time. But how come do you confident to show good performance in hard moment?
Yeah, well, I think it's been tough for everyone because gyms have been closed, and so maybe guys aren't in the best shape as they normally are. But that's the one thing about me is I always stay in shape and I'm always ready to go. So I'm looking at this as a time to shine. There's gonna be there's a lot of eyes on sporting events right now because there's not very many going on. So I'm gonna take that opportunity. I'm gonna perform.
All right. And you were the LFA champion and then joined UFC. And finally, Japanese MMA fans started watching LFA last November in the UFC Fight Pass. So can you let us know what experience in LFA gave you in your career?
Well, fighting for two world titles. I was preparing for two 5-round fights. I beat an 8-time UFC veteran in Chico Camus, my first LFA outing, and that's when I took the belt. And then my second one is that quick knockout. So I just the experience of going 5 rounds with a veteran and training for two 5-round fights. So like I said, like I'm a firm believer in like cage time. Like in wrestling, it was mat time. So I feel the more time I spend in there, the more dangerous I get.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And up next, we'll take questions from Danny Segura from MMA Junkie. Danny, please go ahead.
Hey Ricky, this might be a weird question, but could you turn around for a second and let us see the back of your neck real quick? Is your mullet gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
What happened there? Was it a victim of a quarantine cut?
No, I think after 2 straight losses, it just kind of just fell off. So maybe a good winning streak, it'll start peaking again. Maybe the hair on my neck will start growing again. But for now, need a little bit of a change up. So that's about it.
Was there something like? Are you like kidding, or is there something to it like some sort of symbolism or behind it?
I was just tired of sleeping on the couch. My wife wouldn't let me in the room with the mullet.
Nice.
Cut it off, and I'm back in the bedroom.
Yeah. And you mentioned how you're on a 2-fight losing streak, but one is to a top 10 guy, the other guy a UFC Hall of Famer. Here you're taking on someone that could very well be on a 3-fight win streak, depending on how you see that one loss. Also a former title challenger. What do you think about Ray Borg and sort of this type of matchup?
I think it's an exciting matchup. I think there's some similarities in our grappling styles, but I think I have a pretty heavy advantage in my overall game and in the striking. So I'm definitely excited about it. He's a high paced fighter. I'm a high paced fighter, and I'm naturally, I feel like I like to be exciting, and so it's I like I said, I'm gonna take advantage of this opportunity and with all the eyes on that's gonna be on this event.
Yeah, for sure. And lastly, how were kind of like the logistics of your training camp? You kind of mentioned there how you were training with your cousin, right? Were you able to get in a normal training camp? What was different this time around during the pandemic?
Just like the gym's being closed and having to keep everything a secret, like I'm not training, but when I was training for that Portland card, I came home after like everything started getting crazy, and then I flew out to Boise and I spent a little over a week with my cousin out there, and then came back home, started training. Jose Johnson came in to train with me, and my cousin came back in. So I got plenty of work in, and I feel prepared.
All right, man. Well, appreciate the time. Good luck.
Thank you.
And thank you, Ricky. That's all we had for you. You're good to go, sir.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.